one shift in my mindset gave me the strength to keep going when my jaw was shattered during my 7th amateur Muay Thai fight. At a point where most athletes would have quit, not only did I get the job finished, but my hand was raised in the end. Being able to remain poised with this injury is only the result of one change that I made that changed my life drastically. Every athlete goes through adversity at some point in their career, no matter what level they're at, and regardless of what you're thinking, you are no different. I'm currently an amateur U.S. Muay Thai fighter aspiring to go pro, but I've studied the mind of 1% athletes across many different sports, and I found what makes them great and separates them from the ones that fall short is the way that they view adversity. In this video, my goal is to break down 3 habits that, if applied over time, will take you from being a mentally fragile athlete to being potentially unbreakable. So let's get started. This first habit is super simple, yet a lot of athletes look past it or they don't pay it no attention at all. And this habit is habit number 1, doing the hard thing first. So there's a psychological change that the brain goes through when it's given a hard task and doing that hard task first thing before anything else. I'm not here to bore you with all the science facts, but the point of this, over time, if your confidence is boosted and your stress is lower, it's going to allow you to learn and adapt over time to whatever sport that you're playing. This is going to create a strong sense of self-belief. For example, let's look at the late great Kobe Bryant. You hear so many stories from different NBA players talking about how when they entered the gym at what they thought was an early time in the morning, Kobe was already there in a full sweat, putting up thousands of shots. You hear the sneakers squeaking up and down the court, and you see Kobe in the morning by himself. So this goes into the concept of doing the hard thing first, because waking up earlier than everyone else is not going to guarantee that you're going to win. But doing what needs to be done will guarantee success. For Kobe, the hardest thing for him to do was to get up in the morning and get more time and more reps in his craft. So waking up early in the morning and the first thing he does is brush his teeth, pack his bags, and go to the gym is a perfect example of an elite all-time athlete doing the hard thing first. So for you specifically, if you're watching this, if you're implementing this habit and starting by doing the hard thing first, then for a bunch of athletes that I can think of that's really in any sport, I know you guys should always be doing some type of road work, regardless if you're a fighter like me, a basketball player, football player. There should be some type of miles that you're getting in, and there's nothing wrong with getting any extra work in as well. So this is typically one thing that I do starting off in the mornings, just for my own routine, just to go ahead and just get that out the way. Of course, it's not a lot I can do now because my jaw is like banded shit right now. But when I'm training, when I'm in camp, that's one example of what I like to do by getting the hard thing done first. So you guys could definitely do the same. But once this habit is established, there is another that can be a deciding factor on whether or not you can really make this shift and view adversity in a whole completely different spectrum. So habit 2 is going to be reframing pain as feedback. Most athletes show dissatisfaction when mistakes are made, and this can lead to ripple effects of chaos that may happen. For example, some athletes, they may get a turnover in basketball, and instead of getting back on defense, they let the opponents take the ball and score on the other end. They're sitting in that one moment, just being stuck in that one moment. Now instead, what you want to try to strive for is being an athlete that has a quick memory, can make a mistake, learn on the fly, and then make the adjustment. When the outcome you don't like happens, remain present and focused on the main goal. Showing visible signs of frustration or even signs of grimace or pain can cause you to lose focus even for the slightest second. This can be the difference between winning and losing. It only takes just a few milliseconds. I'm not saying you have to become a robot, become an emotionless person, but you always have to remain poised. You always have to remain what we like to call in our gym on your pivot, So whenever you're not doing this, it can lead to you slipping up and making even bigger mistakes down the line that you just don't want to make. Alright, so in this clip here, you see NBA player Kyrie Irving go up for a layup, get fouled, and he tears his ACL. As he shoots both free throws, you can visibly see him take a breath and thank God for what just happened. Now, at first, I didn't notice this while I was watching the game because I seen this game in real time. But later, I saw a clip where he said this is actually what he said to himself in the moment. Kyrie Irving showed disassociation from the injury to his ACL. A lot of thoughts could have been going through his head, but instead of getting frustrated, instead of getting sad, or even, requesting to get carried out the court right when it happened, he stayed present in that moment. He shot his free throws, and then he exited the game. So to make this shift, you have to remove the judgment of good and bad. Affirmations are going to play a huge role into this. So whenever you go through any type of pain, whenever you make a mistake, whenever you do something that you don't really favor too much in the game or in competition, you have to tell yourself that you've been here in this moment before. You have to tell yourself that I felt this pain before. You have to tell yourself, that this is just part of the process, because it is. You have to have these type of feedbacks in order to get to the result that you're trying to get to. So this next habit is the most avoided of them all. And honestly, most athletes and most people in life that I met aren't willing to really make this change. And I've seen personally that this is really what's needed to grow in whatever sport that you're trying to grow in, and also just grow in life.
I don't know. I think I told this story before. But when I want to say 17, I was at the Olympic Training Center. Lee come to me. She got Bud Crawford on the phone. I told him like I want to spar him, that I beat him up. He gets on the phone. I'm like, where you at? I know he's in Colorado. He's like, I'm at the gym right now. This is like the beginning of me and Bud, like even like just getting around each other. This is how we really became super cool. When I pull up on him, he's in there, he about to spar. So I'm like, yo, you gonna give me some rounds? And this is one of the times that I had to actually learn that I'm not the best. We only sparred, I think, 2 or 3 rounds. It was this dude beat me up so bad. Like I just could not believe what happened. Like, cause it don't happen to me. I was a kid and I used to spar with pros. I used to beat up on pros all the time. Like it was like the next time we sparred, I always made sure like this is gonna be different. From that sparring session and just being around Bud Crawford, he's a major reason of why I am who I am. He actually let me know it was levels and I had to step my game up. I used to win every tournament. I wasn't like a normal 17-year-old, but I just knew at that point in time, like, it's time for me to get better than what I am, get stronger. Next time I get in the ring with this guy, I want to be able to do something with him. Like, he's one of the dudes I can say made me into who I am today.
So imagine this. You're playing a video game. You start at level 1. You see where level 2 is. In order to get to level 2, you have to gain skills, you have to gain resources. Okay, to gain these said skills and resources, you have to take on the challenge of getting these skills and resources. You may have to go against somebody that's better. You may have to go against somebody that's a little bit more knowledgeable. You do this over time, and these stack on top of each other. This is how you make the upgrade going from level 1 to level 2. The process repeats itself. You build, you stack, you level up. In other words, you have to put yourself in uncomfortable situations. The next time you go train, or the next time you go to practice, I want you guys to just try to challenge yourself and put yourself against, higher level competition. Put yourself against more knowledgeable people. Pick people's brains. Get someone that's more specified in the skill that you may not be so great in. And over time, as you do this, you'll start to see that, you pick up on some habits that they may do, and you pick up some habits that you may do. You don't have to copy or try to be like this person that you're trying to get this knowledge or this resource from. But in order to become more of a whole player at your craft, then you need to go out and seek these things. And this is what's gonna take your game and send it through a quantum leap. And I guarantee you that over time you'll be able to not just improve your game, but excel past a lot of people that's not doing this. So the overall point of this video is the way that you view adversity is going to shape you as an athlete. I hope that I've been able to plant just a few good seeds in your head. But the real change isn't going to start here. If you like what I said, or this video helped, or if you can even understand what I said because of this, you know what's going on, then just leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and more future content like this will be here to break down any type of ideas or concepts that's going to make you a better athlete.